Hello everyone. It is Thursday afternoon. It's time for another Facebook Live. I'm sorry I couldn't be with you last week, but I was stitching away with my friends, so I was having a good time with my other hobby. But I am back this week. We're going to play with something brand new. Well, I guess from the around the first week of May. While you are finding me, let me get this shared over to my page in case somebody is looking for me there. Let's give you something pretty to look at while you're waiting. All right, give me 1 minute to get this shared. It takes a few more steps than it used to. I used to be able to hit share, but Facebook is constantly changing things. Oh, almost there. All right, we've got that shared over there. Let me get back over to where I was, and we will get started. So if you are new to my Facebook Live, I come to you almost every Thursday afternoon at 3. And we make something fun. And then the next week I give it away, or the next Facebook Live I give it away. So 2 weeks ago we made this gorgeous card. I love this paper. This is Moonlight Fauna, I think is the name of the suite. I think the paper is back now. I think now the Lilies paper is out, but I think this paper is back and it is gorgeous. So I will tell you at the end who won that. I also have some swaps to show you at the end. But before we get started, hey buddy. If you are new to Facebook Live, on my blog, shortly after the video, I will put up a post that has the dimensions for everything that I use today. So if you want to recreate this card or something similar, you have the dimensions you need. And I think that's all the paperwork or whatever we need to take care of. So let's get started. What I'm using today, this is called I have to look it up every time, Botanical Vellum. So you may not be able to tell, but this is a vellum. And I could have put it directly on this, but I think the colors show up better putting it on white. But it does just makes it softer somehow. So let me show you. You get 3 sheets of each pattern. So there's this floral one. So you get 3 of those. This beautiful, I believe this is Fresh Freesia plaid. This is the one I'm using, another floral. And then this beautiful green, which I really should show you just one piece so you can kind of see that it is vellum. So all of that. And this is the product of the month for May. So if you spend $75, then you can get that paper for $5. So it's a great deal. All right, and that's what I decided to use today. Now I'm also using the All Aflutter. If you know me, you know I love butterflies. This was one of the first things I had to get. Let me do it this way. It's usually easier. This is a bundle. So you have the stamps and then the punch that punches out the butterflies and some cute sayings. So I use this with the paper. Okay, let's get started. And I'll show you how I adhered this so you wouldn't see the adhesive. So I have all my butterflies. Oh, the other thing I need to show you, and this will probably not show up. Oh, no, I forgot to undo the packaging. This will probably not show up well on camera, but I will try. So it goes with the Lilies of the Valley suite, and it's called Luxe White Specialty Designer Series paper. So it has, oh, there, you can see it. It's white with kind of a silver overlay, so that's like the Lilies of the Valley. But then it also has a couple of patterns that are not Lilies of the Valley. This is one of them. It's just kind of it's like a crosshatch there. You can see it. little lines. And then the one I used, all right, hang on, I'll have to pull out a piece of it. Well, yeah. Oh yeah, because I just punched out of it. So this is just it's like little sprigs. And so I punched my butterflies out of it just for a little extra texture. So you may not be able to see very well on camera in that small. No, there you go. You can kind of see. Just to give them a little extra. I didn't want too much color because of the busyness of the vellum. And this is our new hydrangea hue, which I love. Forgot to grab my tools. All right, so what we're going to do first, let me get my liquid glue. So I punched the same butterflies out of hydrangea hue because I felt they kind of got lost without a little something around them. So I'm just going to match these up. And then, there we go. I'm going to just kind of grasp these and curl up their wings on these, the ones with the special deluxe paper. So they're kind of curled. And then I'm going to take a little bit of liquid glue just down the middle. Whoops. And then glue them to their matching hydrangea hue. And then set that aside. Let that dry for a minute. All right, let's do the same thing on the other two. Curl up the wings. So it's like they're flying. Now you don't want to put glue all the way to the bottom, so just up here on the upper part. Because that bottom, ooh, I might have gotten too low on that one. That bottom is going to hang off your hydrangea hue one. Just kind of wipe it off if it gets too low. All right, hard to find these little white butterflies on this. One more. I thought about putting a little hydrangea hue, you know, taking a blending brush and putting a little hydrangea hue on them, or the new shimmer brushes, but I decided not to. So again, this little hydrangea hue shadow will just make them stand out a little bit more on the vellum. All right, and then our sentiment is from the Olive Flutter, and it just says, "Thinking of you today." So we're just going to stamp this, and let me show you a little trick. If you're stamping on a narrow piece of white like that, so these are the offcuts. When I'm making mats for the inside of my cards, I cut off a 1/2 inch, and so that's what I end up with, lots of little strips like this. So they are perfect for sentiments. I'm going to scoot this over. If you haven't seen our new ink pads, they are fabulous. They're magnetic, so they come completely apart. Very easy to open and close. That can go underneath if you want. I usually just open mine up like this. And when you store them face up like this, because the ink, if you look at it, the ink is down, so that means the ink will stay to the top of your pad for good stamping. So let's do our sentiment. And so I use my Stampin' Pierce mat. It just shows you, you can see the edges of your white easier. I don't know if you can tell that or not, but it makes it easier to see. So if I was trying to do it on this, it would be harder to tell the difference. So that's just something I like to do when I'm stamping on a little strip like that. All right, that's our only stamping. And let's trim this. So just a little preview. These are not them, but we have some new They're called detail scissors coming July, I think. So when the new online exclusives come out in July, we have some scissors back. So if you don't have what these used to be called snips, if you don't have these, we've got some new ones coming. Okay, so now what I'm going to do, I'm going to put I'm not going to attach this to the white yet. I'm going to put my sentiment on, and I did that with dimensionals. Here, I've got some pieces here. Whoops, took off the top of it. So I'm going to put that on. Just line it up on that right side. And I did angle cut that just for fun. And then these guys, I have special non-Stampin' Up! Scissors that I use for anything that's sticky. So just put some dimensionals on your butterflies. And this little guy. All right. Now let's put our butterflies on, and you can they're nice and glued now, so you can kind of bow those back up if you need to. This one. And our last little one. Up here. Now you can turn it over, and anywhere you have butterflies or sentiment, you can put adhesive. So I'm just going to take some liquid glue, put it along there. So now you won't see this because it's behind. And it probably wouldn't hurt to have my Stampin' Pierce mat so I can see the edge of this. So these are the same size, so it'll just fit right over it. Like that, and then just kind of press down where you know you put the adhesive. So now you won't see any adhesive through your vellum. And this liquid glue is a very strong adhesive, so it will be just fine. It will not come off. And then you can just take the whole thing, and I am going to use my seal for this. Marion, I'm not sure they're available for everyone. I'll have to double check. It may just be pre-order for demos. I'll have to double check that. All right. And then this just goes. And because you can never have too many butterflies, what did I do with them? My embellishments, here they are, hiding under my envelope. So we have these cute, and I think they're back in stock now. They're the new in colors. So the Barely Blush, Crisp Cantaloupe, Golden Glow, Peaceful Pine, and Hydrangea Hue. Can you tell which color is my favorite? But there's also some clear ones. Whoop, there's. And I hadn't used any of those, so I decided that I would use those on this card. So I put one of the bigger ones. None of them are very big. And I just put them right in the center. Oh, I think I did 2 big ones. And a little one on this guy. So I just put them right in the center of the other butterflies. Just a little bling. And there you go. All right, Marion said pre-order. So yeah, if you're not a demonstrator, you'll have to wait until I believe July to get those scissors. All right, there you go. And the butterflies, they show up in person more than they do on camera, the little gems. So that's it. That's with our May product of the month, the Berries Botanical. I don't know why I can't remember the name of this. Berry Botanical Vellum. which is gorgeous. So I'm going to have fun playing with it. Beautiful colors. But we used the hydrangea hue, pulled it out of this. All right. There you go. So next week, somebody will win this card. Let me tell you who won last week, or 2 weeks ago, our Moonlit Flora. And that is Nancy. So I'm going to see her Tuesday. I will give that to her then. Now let me do a little, so I participated in a couple of swaps. One of them was a catalog case swap. And what that means is you take a thing out of the catalog. Let me grab my catalog. And I will show you the one that I did. I think it's a Flutter. Trying to remember the name of my stamp set. Whoops. Yeah, all a Flutter. So you take a product, and I chose this bundle, and you copy one of the cards in the catalog exactly. So that's why it's called catalog case. You're copying everything. So let me find where this is a bundle, because that's where the one is that I copied. So I participated in this. I have to find the punch bundles. Here it is. I participated in this swap, and the one I copied is this guy right here. And that's what I came up with, which I realize now I think is going the wrong, no, it's in the right direction. So that's my copy of that. Now, you may be wondering where this paper is from. I did not pull it. It's black and white paper, but I had to draw the lines. So the paper itself doesn't have any stripes on it. It's just black and white. So I drew the lines on there, and then I used a blending brush and colored it so it had the different colors. So all of these are swaps that I received as a part of that swap. So this one is from Sherry. This is Sunset Coast. So this one has some gorgeous paper that I think is not available right now. I don't have anything right here beside me to show you. This one is, I don't know what the name of it is. This one's from Gail, and I think it's a shaker card. Yeah. So it's a birthday card. I'm not sure. She didn't write the name of it on the back, so I don't know what that is. This is the Moonlit Flora Suite. This is from Sean. So that's the card I just showed you that Nancy just won is from this same suite. Gorgeous deep colors. This one doesn't have a name on it. This is Bloom Boutique, but I don't know whose card it is. And that paper, yeah, you can see it's got some gold foil in it. This is also Bloom Boutique. This is Kay's, or Scalloped Blooms is what she has written on there. So a bunch of dies. She did a lot of work on that one. That's a lot of die cutting. Really pretty. This is Playful Packaging. This is Khakis. And you can see that shimmer. Isn't that gorgeous? That was a lot of work too, all that stamping. Whew. This is Angela's Velvet Meadow Suite. This is another one that's on my list. We'll see if there's already new stuff coming out that demonstrators can pre-order, so look at these fun embellishments. This is an online exclusive. This is from April. This is Silly Old Bear. So she just colored this one. It's just a flat, but it's really nice. And this comes, I'll show you, I've just made a couple of cards this afternoon with this one. I just got it out to play with. And this is from Patience. And it's, I forget what it's called. But that is cut from the Designer Series paper. So that's always fun to get cards like that. Let me show you. I'm working on cards for my team meeting Tuesday night, and we're going to use Silly Old Bear. So this is a really quick and easy one. This is just a die cut, and that's some of the Designer Series paper, and I did use the embossing fold in the background. It's like 100 Acre Wood embossing folder. And then I did this little guy too. So this is die cut from the paper. This is stamped and colored. So it's a fun set, and it's available now for everyone. Now, if you are, and I meant to print this out and I forgot. If you are not currently a demonstrator, there is a special going on till the end of May, and you will get all of the in color ink pads. One is missing. It must be over here because I've been playing. I don't know where it is. But these are 4 of the 5. The Hydra. Oh, it's what I just used. So they have a special going on right now. If you want to join Stampin' Up, become a demonstrator. Now, you do not have to do classes or do videos or anything like that. You can just be what we call a happy shopper. And that just means you save at least 20% on all your orders. So if you join right now, before the end of May, you get all 5 of these ink pads. And that's like a $60 value. So it's a fantastic value on top of what you always get. So the starter kit is what we call it when you join, is $125 worth of product for $99 free shipping. That's what it is right now. It's going to change later this summer, but right now that's what it is. So you always get, a bunch of product, but now you get this as a bonus. So if you've been thinking about joining up, just saving, on your supplies, now is a great time to do it. You can get all the new end colors. There's so many beautiful things with the end colors that you can buy to make up your $125. You can do these shimmer pins. These are so fun. You can tell I've only used a couple of them so far. I just got them. I used them on, you may not be able to see it on camera. No. The honey on the top of these jars is the Golden Glow shimmer, and it's hard to catch on camera. It's really shimmery though. It looks really pretty in person. That's something you can get. There's cardstock, there's designer series paper, there's tons of beautiful suites. This Blossom or Bloom Boutique suite uses all the new in colors, so that's a great thing to get when you're getting those ink pads. Now, when you pick out your starter kit, you cannot go over $125. That will be changing in the future, so it'll be much easier. But as of right now, if you join this month, you can go to $124.99, but not, or $125, but not a penny over. So sometimes that's challenging, but if it's something you're interested in, let me know. I'll be glad to help, give you some ideas. Yeah. Okay. I think that is it for today. Again, I will be back next Thursday. We'll play with something else new. I don't know what we'll play with. Maybe we'll play with the Silly Old Bear suite. That would be fun because I'll have some ideas with it now. All right. Thank you so much for joining me. The dimensions will be on my blog shortly, and I will see you next Thursday. Bye.